Good morning. Welcome to Hack Shack Studios. RT Bear here. How is everyone? Coming to you live. Coming to you live. Yeah, I don't know any other way to do it. I don't record. I just do these things, stream of consciousness, just kind of hang out and do my thing. So, yeah, I hope everyone had a good weekend. I did. I slept. There's like allergy season, so I took a bunch of Benadryl. Man, it kicked my ass. But the good thing is I got a little bit of rest out of it. And this morning I woke up to skunk smell. It was bad. That thing must have unleashed right on the border of our property. Because man, did it smell! It stunk up the inside of the house. Usually that stuff stays outside. Not this time. This time inside. So that was nice, and it still lingers a little bit. I don't know how the hell that much scent comes out of such a small creature, but it does. So anyway, this is Morning Hullaballoo, you guys. So this is very interactive. I usually don't have too much planned. We just kind of hang out, go back and forth, and exchange ideas, ask me questions, just all kinds of stuff. We just kind of riff and we go whatever way the chat pulls me into. So that's where I go. And I enjoy it. I enjoy just hanging out. This is kind of my social life these days, you guys. Don't hang out too much. You know what? Oh, I'm going to share this with you guys. All right. So my wife goes to a party over the weekend. I think it was Saturday night, right? Goes to a party. Okay. It's her girlfriend's party. But I know all these people. I know all the girlfriends. I know everybody, right? So this was open to everybody, not just the girlfriends, their husbands, everybody, right? So somehow I get aced out of the party, right? So I don't get to go. And so Pamela comes home and she's like, I got you some cake. I brought you some stuff, whatever. And she goes, I wish I would have known. I go, known what? And she says that you could bring your husbands. Like, what kind of weird? Okay, so sometimes I guess you exclude husbands. I didn't know that was really a thing. But anyway, I mean, you go out to lunch with a friend, whatever. I understand, but this is a party, right? And so, like I said, I know all these ladies, and I know all their husbands too. So anyway, yeah, I got aced out of a party. So this is my party. You guys are my people. And she's like, oh well, I'm really sorry. So of course I had to play it up like I was really hurt. I'm like, man, I'm sure that party was really bad without me hanging out, and I'm usually the life of the party, things like that. So yeah, I got a couple hours of fun at her expense. So I guess that was worth getting aced out of a party. There's usually no alcohol, so can you really have a party without alcohol? I say no. I say absolutely not. So let's see. We got some people. We got a sign of life. We got Marcus Killigrew. Hail Art. What's up, brother? We got Catalyst Vault. Morning Art. Yeah. We got Andino. Hello, Mr. Hat Backwards. Yep. That's me, hat backwards. Also, Mr. I need a haircut. I'm kind of digging the wild look, though. I kind of let the beard grow a little longer than I usually do, so it's filling out my jaw. Look like a tough guy. Yeah. Take that. Dale A says, what's up, fellow kids? Yep, I got the hat backwards. Let it begin. Let the jokes begin. How come I'm the adult here? Who said you were the adult? No one said that. No one gave you that. Oh, because you said Mr. Hat backwards. That doesn't sound very adult. It sounds like something a child would say. Hell Andino Palacio is a 105-year-old man with his hat on backwards. Art is not a 105-year-old man with his hat backwards. That is a lie. I'm 107. She said her husband died and wanted the attention. Ay, ay, ay. That was cold, brother. That was cold, cold as ice. And you're willing to sacrifice our love. Dale A says, morning to Marcus Killigrew. All right, you guys. All right. So yeah, I get ace out of a party. I wake up to stink, and but I do have my amazing dog with me, so that's good. Yeah. I saw some. I couldn't find them for the show, but some Fantastic Four images. It looked like an ad for the I don't know, it was just an image of the four of them with their suits on and everything. And I noticed that Ben Grimm didn't have the big forehead eyebrow pieces. So I know there were people that saw, uh, the thing, and they liked it because it had the big eyebrows. But the one I saw, and it was just yesterday, I think, it didn't have them. So I don't know what's going on. I typed in, I don't know. It's weird. Like you type in, oh, new photographs, and you think, well, that's the newest one. That should show up. And it did not. And I don't know. They all looked pretty good with the exception of Ben Grimm. And I think they had like some effects on them. So I think like the torch had like his shoulders were on fire and things like that. But I couldn't find it. And also there's a Superman. It looks like a promo, like movie poster type thing, and it's his chest, like a waist up to his shoulders, so you can see the parts of the cape, and you can see the new Superman symbol. I thought it looked pretty cool, but he was also standing straight up, so there weren't any weird folds and stuff like that, which I've seen on some of the other images. So some of you guys have suspected that they're going to Photoshop those out, but I'm like, they have skin type, material. They could have used that. So I don't know why you would, you would go through all that work to have a baggy costume just to try to fix it in, what is it called? Post production. Yeah, we got Genius Comics, and he is the Perfect 10 guy. And I'm kind of digging the Perfect 10 stuff, book 5 and Power Trip book 2. And so if you click on here, you can go check it out. We got Torchbearer in the house, morning chat. So remember, you guys, anything you want to ask, any questions, let me know. I'm gonna. What is it Wednesday? My anniversary, my wedding, my marriage to my beautiful wife. We're going to be celebrating that this week, and October the 7th is my birthday, and we're going to be launching Black and White Volume 3, Sins of the Father this month. It's going to be a busy month, and of course the 31st, is that Halloween? Halloweener. Thanks, Marcus. Hey, I'm the one who gave you the shout out. I should get a thank you too. You ingrate. That's it. That's the last time. That's the last time I ever stick my neck out for you, Genuine. I thought it was genius, but it's genuine. Genuine comics. All right. You know what I'm gonna do? Let's the reason for the season, the oodles of the doodles, and let's present some stuff to you guys. I also have some artwork and things I'm gonna show. I always like to give you guys a little razzle dazzle, Don't just make it about, well, I guess it's always about me. It's always about me because this is my show. So who else is it going to be? Is it going to be about Genuine Comics? I don't think so. Perfect 10. Hooey! We got oodles of doodles and other stuff too. This is a lavish hardbound art book showcasing the various creative sides of Me. We are at 14,898, 118 backers, you guys. So we are a stone's throw away from 15K. 15K. I will do something. What will I do? I should do something crazy to celebrate that monumental occasion. I want to thank everybody that helped us get to this point, and all the supporters with their social media shout outs, things like that. I always appreciate it. I am nothing without you. So let's play this video by Shampin Jetty. It kills, I tell you.
Art T-Bear's Oodles
Yeah.
of Doodles and Other Stuff Too is a 60-page, 9x12 hardbound book that will be printed on thick glossy stock paper and is a compilation of artwork from award-winning artist Art T-Bear. This book is filled with images that come from Art's Marvel, DC, and Comicsgate work. That includes convention doodles, commissions, creator-owned IPs, and pop culture subjects that Art has brought to life with his masterful draftsmanship. Art T-Bear's signature style is both lyrical and meticulously realized. The mastery of craft, seen in his work, owes itself to his 40 years in the comic industry, as well as viewing life through his own love of the art form itself. Fans of art prints have the opportunity to back one or both of the mini print tiers. Both are stunning collections of work that you can back individually or together as a bundle. Art T-Bear's Oodles of Doodles and Other Stuff Too. Back it now on Indiegogo.
Hell yeah, back it now. The link is in the description. I'm going to grab a link too. I know Marcus has got his trusty wrench. He's been popping stuff in there. So I do appreciate that, Marcus, always. And yeah, you guys, this is the art of Art T-Bear, Oodles of Doodles and Other Stuff Too. This is the second printing of the sold out Oodles book. These are going, I've seen them on eBay for over $100. So that's with the sketches inside of them. And yeah, these are signed and numbered, you guys, highly collectible. And we are bringing this bad boy back with a twist. We have 4 new pages that we opened with the stretch goal, and there were 2 new pages already added. And so that's 6 completely new pages. So that is a, what is that, a 64-page book now? And this is some of the artwork that's going to be in the new pages. We got Garbage Man, we got Black and White Vampirilla, we got some Cable stuff, and we got Meow, we got Catwoman, Julie Newmar. And this is going to adorn the back cover of the book. So this is the new back cover, which is the quote from Kevin Nolan, which is awesome. How many people get that? Not very many. Maybe only one. Maybe only me. You never know. You never know. And yeah, so you guys, this she is new pages. This Comicsgate double page is new as well. So we got prints. We got the pit print, and that's available in 2, count them, 2 tiers. And then we got the commemorative 11x17 Juju print. Juju is the new big bad for volume 3, Black and White Sins of the Father. So this October, you guys, will be the 25th anniversary. 25 years ago in October, the original book came out in 1994 through Image Comics. So yeah, monumental. 30 years of Black and White's existence. So like the video said, we got set A, set B. Those come with the book, you guys, signed and numbered. And we got the head sketched here as well. So you can get black or white or both of them together. I will draw those on the flyleaf of the book. So yeah, you guys, come by, back a book today. Let's see if we can get to that 15K. That would be monumental. What is that? 100. What's that? 102? $102 away. So that's a couple backers, man. It's a couple backers. We can do it. We can do it with your help. So if you guys have already backed, if you could give me a shout out, that would be great. Or if you haven't backed, do it. Do it now. Do it now. Thank you, Marcus. I appreciate the shout out. Let's see. Yeah, you laugh now. That's it, dude. That's all you get. Matt Cisco, what's up? Yo, yo, yo. I do. I bring the razzle and the dazzle, both. Art is a true master. All right, I take everything back, Genuine Comics. All right, I'm sorry. Back these nuts. No, let's not back those nuts. You are a foul-mouthed man, Andino Palacio. Hey, we got Joe Bernardo. What's up, my friend? My brother from another mother. Hey, Philip. Philip and I we're in the early stages of putting a black and white trailer together for volume 3, Sins of the Father. So I got to get him some artwork. I'm waiting to get finished color work back, so I can just inundate Phil with a bunch of images and we can put that video together. I already got a basic idea of what I want to do. Let's see, Joe, can't wait to get this. I can't wait to get this in my hands. Art's oodles are art. Indeedy do. All right, one of my favorite people, Pedro Eng. Pedro, good morning, good morning, good morning. That's my Beatles reference. So, yeah, Pedro, if you have not heard, is working on High Octane. So, black and white High Octane Adventures. It's kind of an animated book that we did for volume 2. So, that campaign had 2 books. We had the main book and we had the High Octane book. And it was a huge success. High Octane, it went beyond what I thought it was capable of doing. Pedro showed that was his first comic book work. He showed that he's got the goods and he can make some good comic books. So I do appreciate the first volume, Pedro, and the second volume is even better. So we got Pedro as a writer. So he and I are writing the book together, and he's doing pencils, inks, and color work. And we got 3 pages done. They're like he's jumping around, so they're not in order. So they're to show off the campaign. So I can't wait to get to that point. I think some of or one of them still work in progress. But Pedro, let me know if that payment went through. I got to look into. I'm just wearing too many backwards hats these days. So the little things are kind of. Oh, excuse me. Oh my gosh. Don't do that again. Oh my gosh. I'll be back in a second. Usually these things go in like tens. I think it's going to make a liar out of me. All right, so that was only 2. That's good. We got some Pedro Eng fans. Leg Kick is in the house. What's up, Leg Kick 1? He is the number 1. There is no number 2. There is only 1 Leg Kick. We got Edwin the Ace, Volume 3. It is live, baby. Joe says Art is sporting his youthful look with his hat shack backwards. Hat shack, yeah, I like that. Oh, good. You got it. Awesome. Yeah, we're trying a new payment system because Pedro is he comes from the land down under, so it's a little tricky, and we're trying not to use PayPal anymore, or at least wean ourselves off of PayPal, because they're horrible people. It's a horrible company, and they take so damn much money from us working stiffs. I don't like it, and either does Pedro. So we're gonna stick it to the man. Stick it to the man. All right. Hey, look at this. We got a Comics Collector UA. You know, I don't even peruse these things before I just click on them. So you guys could probably say some really horrible things because I don't proofread this stuff. Hello, hey, look at that. That's Peter Parker from the Ultimate Spider-Man. When you was working on Ultimate Spider-Man, was Bagley with Bagley, how original art pages were divided? Ba, 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 ba. I think Marvel just divvied them up, so it was 1/3, 2/3, and so Mark got 2/3, and I got a third. And I think Marvel just did it. And for the most part, I didn't really have too much of a problem with it. I got some good pages. He got some good pages. We got some horrible dialogue pages. There were a lot of dialogue pages in that. I mean, it was a successful book, but I mean, you have an action artist like Mark Bagley. I always say right to that guy's strengths, dialogue, that stuff. I mean, he was good at like the angles and all that stuff. He was good at dialogue, but his faces, some of that stuff, it's not his strongest suit. Some people can pull off that up close like dialogue stuff because they have a good aesthetic, like faces and things. Um, but I don't know. It's just a personal preference. I mean, you guys might like Bagley's faces. I never really cared for them too much. They were okay. They were serviceable. But I'll tell you, Bagley, his action, oh my gosh. Like that guy seems like he was born to draw Spider-Man. Darren Wagner, what's up? How's my favorite king, pontificator, and professional this morning? Doing good, man. Hope you're doing good too. Let's see what Joe has to say. Art, I have to ask a question from your career. What are the highlights that were the most meaningful, or what stood out the most that meant the most to you? I did I think for me there was just a lot of things that happened at the same time. I did a charity, a Ronald McDonald House charity. So it was to fund or to raise funds for the McDonald House. And if you guys don't know, I mean, at least at the time, I mean, this was probably 30 years ago. It was a good organization. And what they did is they supplied housing. So if you have like a child that's in prolonged medical care at a hospital, it's hard for parents to be with their kids, especially if the hospital isn't close to their house. So the McDonald's house would set up housing for the parents so they could be with their children. And I thought, I mean, I don't know anything about this stuff now, but at the time it was a good organization. I know sometimes things get corrupt, and I'm not saying they have. I just don't want to seem like I'm backing it or promoting them at this point because you got to be careful these days. There's so many crooks out there. So I just want to clarify. And so it was around the time Cable came out. I was penciling and inking Cable for Marvel. Fabian Nicieza was the writer on it. And the first issue came out, I believe. So it was huge. That book was huge, you guys. I think it was in the top 5 of books that came out for the entire year. So we were signing books there, and my dad came. My dad came. My parents, I love them to pieces. R.I.P. you guys. Miss you every day. And they weren't real active. And I don't say this in a negative way. They just weren't very active with my life. So I played sports, and they would show up every once in a while, but not every game. So just enough support that you knew that they were there for you, but they weren't like, overly crazy about anything. Also, there were 4 kids, so I mean, how much time could they give to all of us? So I always understood that. So I'm not saying that in any negative way, but when you got it, when you got, the support, oh, it was big. It was huge. And so I don't even remember, like, I guess I must have mentioned it to my dad or something, but it wasn't like he was making a big deal about it, like, I'm going to come, I'm going to hang out with you and blah, blah, blah. I think he just kind of showed up, and it was a zoo. This was a big convention, and it was Frankensons, I think. They have like these conventions the first weekend of every month or something like that in California, in Yorba Linda or Anaheim Hills or someplace around there. So it was close to my house. It wasn't really close to my dad's house, but close to our house. So there's a lot of McDonald's, like, I guess there's people that collect McDonald's stuff. They collect straws. They collect dispensers for straws. They collect the lids, the cups, all the Happy Meal toys, even the Happy Meal boxes. Like, there are boxes like that aren't folded up yet for the Happy Meals. Like, all this stuff, man. There's also like McDonald Land, Playland toys, like, like chairs and mushroom burgers or whatever you can sit on. I don't know that stuff. I'm not real, I don't collect it. I don't really know, but just a ton of McDonald's stuff, and also like sports memorabilia and comic books. So there was a bunch of stuff there. And so my dad showed up, and I probably told this story before, but Pete Rose was one of the guys that was invited to the show as well. So it was me, Pete Rose. I can't remember any others, but I think we were like the big two. And I don't even mean to put myself on the level of Pete Rose, but for that show, it was the two of us. And so, my dad's hanging out, and so I think this was the second day. This was Sunday. And so I made a stack of Xeroxes for cable. And I had a Xerox machine in the office. So I just Xeroxed a bunch of 11 by 17s, black and white artwork, and I was giving them away at the show. I just thought it would be cool. It would be a cool thing to do. And so the first day, Saturday, I couldn't give them away. I was handing them to people, and they weren't taking them, right? And so the second day, my dad's there, and I just thought, well, you know what? I'll put a price on these things, and then anything I sell, I'll give to the McDonald Land charity. So I put like $5 a Xerox or whatever it was on this thing. And my dad was kind of like, I told him we didn't sell any or we didn't give any away yesterday, so I thought I would try this. And so my dad's kind of working the stack of Xeroxes, and before I know it, he's got a big old wad of cash, and we sold out. And so the promoter came by. He said that he had a Xerox machine in the office, and since we were kind of rolling in the dough for this, and we were making money for the McDonald Land charity, he made a bunch of Xeroxes. And so he brought those back, and we sold those out as well. So we had a big old, like, it's, like before credit cards, like if people were giving you $5, sometimes it'd be a $5 bill, sometimes it'd be 5 singles, stuff like that. It looks like a lot of money. Like, it looks like a butt ton of money, right? And so we had a butt ton of money, and so we gave that all to the McDonald Land charity. And my dad was beaming, and the line was good, and people were making a fuss over me, and my dad got to see that, and I'm almost emotional talking about it. And oh my gosh, it was so great. My mom never got to, she never went to any of the shows. But my dad, he went to that, and then there was a Bob Newhart thing that I was in the Bob Newhart show. It was just called Bob, and he was a comic book artist. And my dad showed up to that as well. And my dad he's a pretty gregarious guy. Like, when he's got an audience, man, he can turn on the charm. And so he did at the Bob show, and he did at the Frankenson McDonald Land Charity Convention, and so the promoter must just have liked us, and so he came by, and he was like, "Are you guys fans of Pete Rose of baseball?" And so I said, "Yeah, yeah," and like I said, my dad's a big baseball guy, and then my dad said Charlie Hustle. I think that's what Pete Rose's nickname was. And so he goes, "Yeah, would you want to meet him?" And I was like, "Holy shit, this would be amazing." And it wasn't just like go up to him at the table or whatever. He was in the green room. So Pete Rose was there. And so the promoter brings us in, says, "This is R.T. Barry, works for Marvel Comics. You know, he's over on the other side of the convention. You know, he's doing well. And this is his father. This is Roy T. Bear." And so my dad went over there, and just he's not a geek. He just kind of went over there just like a guy and just shook his hand and said, "Charlie Hustle, big fan. Love watching you play." And then I think my dad said, "It's a shame you didn't get into the Hall of Fame." Um, and they just kind of started commiserating. And so um, Pete Rose just kind of brought my dad over. My dad sat next to him, and Pete Rose was signing baseballs. And he said, I was still standing up. Like I wasn't close to Pete. My dad, he was just connecting with my dad. He didn't care about me. And so he said, "You want one?" And so my dad was like, "Sure." And so Pete signed a baseball and put it in one of those little cases and handed it to my dad. And then he signed one up and he tossed it over to me. And so we both got a Pete Rose signed baseball. And I never, like, my dad and I, we weren't like, "Oh, let's talk about old times," or like, it was never any kind of like melancholy, or I don't know what you call that. So it was just kind of done. We never talked about it again, you know. And so when he passed, we were cleaning out his office, and that ball was right on his desk, right there in the plexiglass or the case or whatever it was. And so I still have both of the baseballs. I have mine and I have his. So that was probably my most memorable time in the industry, and my success or my celebrity was able to open that door so that my dad could, feel 10 feet tall, in front of one of his idols. So that was awesome. So I'm just so glad that happened. So thanks, Joe, for that question. Let's see what comics collector UA says. Did you ink the? No, I never got to ink the covers. Like Marvel was trying that digital from pencils to digital. I forget the artist's name that was doing the digital work on those. I thought it was okay. I liked the ink stuff, but the cool thing is I didn't ink any of the covers, but all the promotional stuff I got to ink. So like all the artwork for the backpacks, all the t-shirts, all that stuff. That's both Mark and I that worked on that. And also the Spider-Man, the Ultimate Spider-Man video game. We did the style guide for Mark and I did. We did turnarounds for every character in the game. And also, I believe that if you unlock certain levels or whatever, you can unlock the original artwork for the game. And so I'm not a video game guy. I mean, when video games first started, and they were in the arcades and stuff, I played those. But once things got more complicated and I got older, I just kind of stopped. So yeah, I do remember San Diego Comic-Con, and for the video game, they had this backdrop. It had to have been about 12 feet tall, with one of the Ultimate Spider-Man pieces of artwork that Mark and I did. I took a picture in front of it. That was pretty cool. Bagley's Thunderbolts run is amazing. Yeah, I mean, he put uh, that IP on the map. From what I know, covers were only in pencils. Yeah. Let's see what Pedro says about McDonald's. McDonald's has a diabetes center down here. Seems like a what is that? Circular kind of business. Sir, I don't know how to say that. Uh, yeah, I mean they do a lot of good, or they did. Like I said, I really can't speak for them now, so I don't want to seem like I'm endorsing anything that's McDonald's related. I know that some people refer to McDonald's as the evil empire. Ronald McDonald House helped out my sister and her husband when my niece was born. I'm grateful to them. Oh, that is so cool, Dale. That is so cool. And Dino says, I spent time in a Ronald McDonald House in the 80s. I was a special. My room had no windows and padded walls with a drain in the floor. Well, cool. I'm glad I could make a couple ducats so you could stay at the McDonald's Land Charity Insane Asylum. That also says a lot about you, Andina. Torchbearer Studios. I know 3 couples who have stayed at the Ronald McDonald House. They do good work. Thanks, Art, for helping them out. Yeah. That was cool. And we were selling something else. I forget what else we were selling. Maybe the signatures. Maybe you had to buy like a ticket or something to get a signature, because the money didn't cross my hands except for the prints or the Xeroxes. Um, but yeah, I know that they made some kind of money off the signatures. I believe. Yeah, hold on. I got an itchy nose. Pete Rose was a big thing. Oh yeah, I got to see him play. He played for Cincinnati, right? The Reds, and the Dodgers had a big rivalry. So I remember because Pete Rose was a third baseman, and then they moved him out to left field. And so I couldn't afford any good seats, so I would always stay in the left field pavilion over at Dodger Stadium. And so I got to see Pete pretty close up. So that was neat. What year was it, Art? It wasn't the 80s. It was the 90s. So it was early 90s, probably 92, 93. I don't remember when that cable book came out. Darren Wagner says, hey, Art, I have a fanboy question. When you and Dan Jurgens created the Hawk Henshaw character at DC, did you know back then that it was going to become Cyborg Superman? Well, I have to say, I had nothing to do with the creation of Hank Henshaw, but I have a Hank Henshaw story, okay? So before he became the Cyborg Superman, because that came out of a Fantastic Four type story, okay? So it was kind of a Fantastic Four story, like what if it didn't turn out good, right? So these 4 characters came back to Earth. I think Superman saved them or whatever. And so they were bestowed powers, but those powers, I think, ended up taking their lives. I don't remember exactly how it ended, but Hank Henshaw survived, I believe. So he got to watch basically his family pass away. So it was kind of a dark story. And I remember when we were working on it, I had an idea, and I knew Hank was going to survive. So I pitched to Mike Carlin, who was the editor on Superman, what if Hank Henshaw, because of this ordeal, basically becomes Doctor Doom? So we could create the DC Doctor Doom. There really isn't a DC Doctor Doom character. And so I thought it would be cool, especially coming out of this Fantastic Four type story. And so I was very surprised that Mike was like, that's a great idea. And so I was like, oh shit. Now what do I do? And so he said, write it up, write a treatment up, and we'll see how it goes. And so I had a friend growing up, and it was kind of one of those things. We never made a pact like, if I make it in the industry first, I'll bring you in, or if you do, then you bring me in. It was nothing like that. It was just I liked the guy's ideas, and I've mentioned him before, not by name. I did a Green Hornet thing. He was the guy that was helping me on the Green Hornet. I can't really write. It's really hard for me to do that because of this dyslexia. So I can do it, but it's not easy. And it usually comes out very weirdly cryptic. So I asked him if he wanted to work on it with me. And so he ended up flaking out. It was early years I was dating Pamela. And so he was flaking out. So I asked Pamela if she would help me out. So this was the beginning of our writing stuff together. So she basically wrote the treatment, but she was just like helping out. Like she wasn't like going to be the writer on it or anything. So I sent that to Mike, and Mike liked it, but he had some notes. So I gave Greg, who was the guy I was writing with, the writer, the notes. And he said, I'm not going to do them. I'm not going to do the notes. He goes, this is, I wrote it this way, and this is the way I want it. And I was like, this was my idea. I pretty much gave it to you to write it up. We would write the book together, but it's not your idea to get precious about. And so he's like, that's it. So I had to tell Mike that because I wasn't really that tight with Pamela at the time to ask her, like, you want to write this thing together, or, bring her in on this stuff. So it just died. It just died. Mike's, and rightly so, Mike said, well, if you're not willing to make these corrections, then, we can't move forward on it. So it just died. And so then sometime later, the Cyborg Superman comes out of the idea. So because that was my idea, that basically he was like, the armor, the suit was kind of like to keep him alive, and that he was basically decaying, and so parts were being removed and replaced, and so he was becoming basically the Tin Man, from the Wizard of Oz. And so yeah, so I mean, every time I see the Cyborg Superman, I think, well, that could have been, my Doctor Doom idea. I don't remember if I ever had a name for the character. But yeah, so Darren, that's my Cyborg Superman Hank Henshaw idea. Where are these Pete Rose baseballs? Pete Rose is a big thing. Did I say that already? I could take a break and go try to find it, but I don't know. Pete Rose is a big deal. He was great to watch, man. That guy would, like, when he was on the base paths, man, that guy, he just knuckled down. He'd steal bases. He would just. I've never seen anybody. They call him Charlie Hustle for a reason. Great story. I'm tearing up. That wasn't my intention. Well, if you guys are taken by these stories and my entertaining the masses, click this link right here. This is for Oodles of Doodles and other stuff too. Let's see if we can get that to 15K this very day. That would be awesome. So thank you, Marcus, for that. And I haven't even got into the sign up page. So Black and White Volume 3 has a sign up page. So if you click that, everybody that's listening that hasn't signed up, click this link, go over, sign up. It doesn't take very long, and you will be eligible for a free trading card with the backing. So if you don't know how these work, these are like pre-launch pages. So Indiegogo allows us to build these pages, and then they turn over into the actual campaign itself. So one of the things we do is, so we collect the names, so then we can give people early heads up, because we do kind of like these pre-launch specials. So we'll have discounts, or we'll offer things, first come, first serve. So we give everybody with the sign up an early heads up, so they can get in and back those tiers before they sell out. And also with the backing, you get a free trading card. And this trading card is going to be that Juju art that I showed from Oodles. So it'll be like a 30th anniversary commemorative trading card that we'll have for free. Just sign up. So if there's anybody that's listening, just click Marcus Kelligru's link and go sign up. Let's see what Joe has to say. Thanks for answering that question. I relate to that with your dad. Mine was the same, which is why I still have a old tennis ball can. Second question: what heroes, not your own IPs, is at the top 10 heroes? So my top 10 heroes, number one is Batman. So hands down, Green Hornet would be in the top 10, even though I wish there was more good stuff, because I'm not such a fan of the Green Hornet that I'm just going to buy anything that's Green Hornet. I'm still very picky. Same with the Batman stuff. But they're my two favorite. Fantastic Four were always a fave. I like Spider-Man. As Spider-Man, I don't like the Peter Parker aspects too much. And I think the Fantastic Four, because of the Thing. Remember Marvel 2-in-1? It was like Marvel Team Up, but it was hosted by the Thing. So he would team up with different characters. I dug that as well. So I have a friend. It's the same friend I grew up with, Greg, and he would collect 2-in-1s, and I would get team ups. And so what we would do is we would trade off, because we didn't have a lot of money. So he would buy team up, I'd buy 2-in-1, and then we would read our books, and then we would trade off, and then he would read mine, and I would read his, and yeah, it was good times. God, as far as top 10, I like Captain America. Captain America was big. Daredevil was big for me. As a kid, I wasn't really a huge Superman fan, which is strange, because I got quite a run on Superman. I'm trying to think of other DC characters. I liked all of the Justice League characters: Green Lantern, Hawkman, Atom, the Flash. So I don't know. That's strange. I think my top 10 are my favorites, always kind of like, even songs and movies, they kind of, I go back and forth on. Darren Wagner, internal creative stories from the big two from back in the day interest me. I always wanted to work in the old Marvel bullpen when I was a kid under Jim Shooter. I got a job offer to do that. I went to New York City, and they reneged on their offer, so I didn't get to work in the bullpen. But I bypassed the bullpen, and I went right into working on their books, so that was good. That ended up working out. That's a long link. Yeah, some of those links are crazy. Oh, you guys stay tuned, because I got some artwork to show off. By the way, since you mentioned your run on Superman, was the story that someone during the Superman retreat just yelled out, "Kill Superman"? And who was it? it was Jerry Ordway. Jerry Ordway he's a little bit of a kidder, and so he would always like, well, what are we going to do with Superman? And he'd go, let's kill him. Let's kill him. And so pretty much all the plans. I wasn't at this meeting, but all the stories that I heard was that we were going to do the wedding of Lois and Clark, and so then the TV show ended up trumping that idea, and so there was a mandate we couldn't do it in the comics because they were going to do it on the TV show, and so we had nothing. We had nothing on the schedule, as they say. And so then Jerry just says, legend has it, Jerry said, let's kill Superman. And so then everybody was like, all right, how would we do that? So then that idea, got traction. And then I think Mike said, if we're going to do it, Mike Carlin, who was the editor, if we're going to do it, it can't just be a gimmick. We got to do it in a way that's going to feel tangible and real. And so they kept Superman dead for a year. And just as that was happening with all the Superman death of, I was working a lot at Marvel on the X-Men books. So I always worked on 2 books. So I was working on Fantastic Four, X-Men, and Adventures of Superman at the same time. So the X-Men was it was selling well. Superman was okay. It was nowhere close to the X-Men numbers. So I kind of went towards the money. And I remember Dan Jurgens saying after the fact, he's like, don't you wish you would have stayed at DC and did the death of Superman with me? And I was like, no. He goes, the Superman Death was the best-selling book of all time. And I said, I didn't tell him why, but like that was a gimmick. Like the X-Men books, that was genuine. It wasn't really a gimmick. It was because there was good art. There was stuff happening that was obviously changing the industry. There was a look that we were creating that was called the West Coast look. Things like that it ended up like that. Those years on X-Men ended up leaving a decade worth of a shadow on the entire industry. Like everybody wanted to draw, everybody wanted to ink like that. Superman felt more like it was a gimmick, right? So it was a moment in time. It was big. I penciled and inked the action covers that led up to the death of Superman. So I did some Doomsday covers. So I was kind of privy to what was going on, but I think Mike wanted to make sure that, he had people that were 100% in the camp. And not that he didn't trust me, but, there's plausible deniability if you don't know. I could honestly say, I don't know what they're doing. And I didn't. So he would show me the Doomsday designs, only the ones I needed for the cover. So he didn't give me everything. So, like one of the things about Doomsday was a reveal. He was like this guy in this spacesuit or whatever it was. And so then slowly it got ripped away. And then we revealed this monster underneath. And so that was kind of how I worked in the Superman office at that point. So it was kind of a foot in, foot out kind of situation. Torchbearer says, is there a job you passed on, but now you regret not working on it? There's got to be something. There's got to be something. That's a good question. There's a lot of things that I wanted to do that just didn't happen. Like there was a Mike Mignola Gambit miniseries I was supposed to work on. That didn't happen. There was an Aquaman miniseries I was supposed to work on with Keith Giffen, R.I.P. And that would have been awesome working off his layouts. Oh, what else? What else? What else? That I passed on though. That I passed on. Yeah, there were jobs that just got taken away from me, but I didn't pass on them. So like there was Youngblood. Was it Youngblood? No, not Youngblood. It was what was the Marvel characters? The new mutants. Um, Rob's book, and so I was slated to ink Rob on that series. So my books moving forward with all the new X-Men stuff is Jim and Scott Williams were going to take over the new X-Men book, starting with #1, so on and so forth. Wilson and I were going to do Uncanny X-Men, so we were getting moved from X Factor to Uncanny. And then Rob's book, I forget what the new title was. It New Mutants? I don't think it was. I can't believe I'm blanking on it. But I was supposed to ink that, so I was supposed to ink over Rob. So those were going to be my two books, and so I didn't pass on it. Jim speculated, Jim Lee, because I was talking to him about this. He speculated that Rob saw the numbers on the book and decided to ink it himself because the numbers were quite huge. So that would have been great doing that book, not just to work with Rob, but to make history and the money. Oh my gosh, on those two books. And then I think I came on X-Men. Was it issue 5 or 6? Doing finishes over Jim Lee. That would have been crazy. That would have been crazy. I did okay financially, but man, I would have done crazy okay. Marcus said, did you get to ink Jerry Ordway? I don't remember. No, I never did. I think I inked everybody except Ordway and George Perez. I was in college when Death of Superman hit the shelves. Eventually, nothing else in the world was happening that week, so Death got all the publicity. Yeah, I think they got Time Magazine coverage, all kinds of stuff. Let's see what Andino has to say. A job Art passed on, he regrets, probably inking the Bible. The Bible they shot from pencils, man. They didn't see the merit in the inks. X-Force, that's it. Thank you, Marcus. X-Force. So I am going to put a link. I was going to put a link. Let me see. Let's see if this will work. Boom, boom. Yeah, okay. Gonna put a link in for Oodles of Doodles, and other stuff too. So you guys click this bad boy, go over there. If you like what you see, give it a backing. Oodles is in demand. And also, you guys, we have the black and white pre-launch page. So you guys come by and sign up. It doesn't take long. We're celebrating 30 years of Black and White Volume 3, Sins of the Father. This is the pre-launch, and for the early signups, you will get a first notice, so you can get in early on all the specials before they sell out, and you will get a Juju trading card, and that is with a backing. So if you back a tier, you will get that trading card. So you guys, it doesn't take long, and even if things are tight right now, or you're not sure about your funds, by the end of October, sign up anyway, because if you don't sign up, you won't get that card. So if you sign up, it's kind of like a no harm, no foul, right? You can get that card if you choose to back it, and you don't have to back it like the first day or first week. You can back it, as long as the campaign's live. So usually these things go for 60 days. So you'll be eligible to get that card for the 60 days. So come by, sign up, and and get that trading card, man. I don't want anybody to miss out on the freebies. Thank you, Marcus. I do appreciate it. Okay, so we're gonna do some black and white stuff, you guys. This campaign, this book, no shit, Sherlock. This book is gonna look freaking well. It's coming out amazing. It's not going to look. It is looking amazing. So I got the colors back. You're gonna recognize this colorist for the cover. I'm gonna do a cover symbol, corner box for black and white. I did a design work. I just got some work in progress stuff back from Brian, the colorist, and I got a kind of work in progress I'm going to show off. So it should be fun. So I can show you the process of bringing a black and white volume 3 to life. So let's do this. I hope you guys dig this. Boom, boom. All right. So taking a little sip of water, hydrating myself. It is good to do. So if you guys haven't heard, I got a breakdown artist that's working off my layouts. His name is Alan Patrick. He did the last 4 pages, the epilogue of volume 2. So that is the story, the 4-page story that leads into volume 3, which is the book that we are going to be crowdfunding in October. So these are his breakdowns. And so I'm going to describe what breakdowns and finishes are. Okay, so you guys, in the day, I did a lot of finish work. So publishers knew I could pencil. They knew I could draw very well, but they knew I was also a little slower at penciling. So I could have done more pencil work, but it was a financial thing on my part. So I opted to do inks. But what a lot of publishers were doing is they were giving me these things called finishes. So like Dan Jurgens on Adventures of Superman was giving me breakdowns. So these are kind of considered breakdowns. These are loose pencils, no shadows, no rendering, no nothing, very, very sloppy. Sometimes things aren't resolved or aren't resolved very well. So that's what I get from Dan Jurgens. And so then I started doing finishes over Whilce Portacio on Uncanny X-Men. So time was getting away from us. They knew I was fast, so I could do finishes. So Whilce was giving me breakdowns. That's no rendering, no shadows, no nothing, just loose pencils. And then I was bringing all that rendering in and all the shadow work in on my own. And so then also, I think Jim wanted to get ahead of schedule or try to catch up on X-Men. So we traded off. So I think because Whilce and I were getting time, we were gaining time with me doing finishes. That book was getting into a better place on the schedule. So Jim wanted to get X-Men in a better place. And so then Jim started giving me breakdowns as well, and I was doing finishes. I did other things like that through my career, but those were the biggest high profile things that I had done, which was, the X-Men stuff and then the Superman. So anyway, this is Alan Patrick's stuff. And you can see, compositions there, form, some suit details, some details, but you can see how loose it is. Look at the tower in the background. I mean, this is really like structurally, this is pretty loose. The perspective, I fixed the perspective a little bit. It was not quite 100%. So I put everything on perspective when I did the finishes on it. This is partially, these are my designs. So the characters are obviously my designs. And this robot is my design. So, and then this is before I came up with the villain. So keep an eye on the bottom here. So like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to what do I do? Let's see. Mode. Let's go to mode. RGB. So I can use color. All right. So this bottom right here, so I can draw on this now. This bottom right here, keep your eye on it when you get to the finishes, and also keep your eye on this. All right, so we're going to go over to, this is my contribution. So these are my finishes over those breakdowns. So let's see. So once again, I redrew the face. I thought it was better for, this is an establishing shot of the characters. So I'm kind of from the camp that you don't necessarily have to be formal, but you should be able to see the character. And so I turned the face towards the audience. So black, you can see his face. And so then right here, I added the bad guy. So this is the big bad that is controlling the robot. So they thought, like the story is, they thought if they defeated this guy, he would lose control of the mech, but that isn't the case. So it's kind of like a Master Blaster situation. This is like this little dude, and he controls this big old mech right here. And so this is like all the rendering, the lighting, all of this stuff. I pretty much penciled it all in and then inked it up. So that is what the process is for Black and White Man versus Machine. And I think it looks really incredible. I think it's a good combination. I can still bring my style in over the breakdowns. So all, my sensibilities are all there. And it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun doing this, and it's faster. So the main reason I'm doing that is just to get things done quicker for you guys. So we're already 22 pages into this book. So we're about a third of the way done with the book. And that's just like breakdowns and some of the inks. The colors, we just kind of started on those. So I'm going to be working on all three of these things at the same time. So pencils, inks, rendering the book up, and then getting it to the colorist. And then once I get a good chunk of pages all colored up, I'm going to send those off to a letterer. So we're going to get all of this stuff done at the same time. With the Black and White Volume 2, I was kind of compartmentalized where I just did one thing, got it done, did the next thing, got it done, so on and so forth. But I do realize that slows the process down, but I just kind of wanted to focus on stuff and stay kind of in a linear way. It was a fun creative exercise, but it wasn't the most timely. So I'm trying to speed up the process. So here's the colors. I just got these back. So these are without notes. So I haven't given up any notes yet. Like I said, I just got this yesterday, actually. So I thought I would show it off. So this is Brian's color work. He's so good. He's so damn good. Look at that. Yeah, I dig the stuff. One of the notes I'm going to have to make is I like the robot blue, but I don't like the purple blue. So I'm going to change that because I wanted like orange and blue kind of Star Wars kind of droids. So he nailed the orange color. But I think the blue is just a little too purple. I'm not a big purple guy. Um, not a fan of it. And so the backgrounds look really cool, with the exception of this is like there's a lot of lava. So all of this stuff, like this wall over here and all this here, and even the sky back here, I think should have more of the warms like down here. So it should have like reds, yellows, oranges up there, because it looks kind of like it's a night. I mean, it's beautifully done. I like the warms and colds, but we're going to be getting into more of the warm and cold stuff uh, later in the story. So one of the things I like to do in fight scenes is I like to storytell with the fight scenes. So I like to create unique settings for the fight to take place in. So this is kind of a lava, uh, like rocky kind of terrain. It's not quite a cave, but a ravine of sorts. So it's kind of like a high tech, like villain lair, if you think about it. So like all good kind of sci-fi villains, they build their lair inside of like a mysterious island, or a mysterious island with a lava, like I don't know, oh my gosh, what are those things called? Volcanoes. So like a volcano or something like that. So that's where this bad guy here. So this is his lair, and so Black and White are taking on this guy on his island with his volcanic, stuff going on there. So yeah, I think just like bringing some reds and oranges, just kind of bring this up more, like higher, and the same here, just bring it up, the reds, yellows, oranges, and then maybe like a slight like yellow orange background in here. I mean, you can still keep some of the darks like blues and stuff like that, but I think make it hot. So then when we get into different areas, different fight scenes, it won't look like this, because I think the eye gets bored. So I try to make each one of the fight scenes in a unique setting unto itself. So yeah, you guys, look at this. This is going to be so badass. Look at the level of art, man, that we're bringing to this. So these are the colors. These are the inks. And so let me get rid of some of this stuff. These are the breakdowns. So you can kind of see the process. So I'll stay with one area. And then we got this. And then we got this. So you guys, this book's gonna rock. The new suits, look at how badass. Look at Reed. Look at Black. Look at that. So freaking cool. God, I'm so happy. Look at that. So cool, so cool. So also, you know what? I'm gonna come back because I feel like I'm indulging here. So I should come back, see what you guys are up to, and then I'll go. I got some more stuff to show you. Joe Sinnott used to get breakdowns. Yeah, a lot of the like older comics were, they called them like inkers assemblers. So that was kind of like doing finish inks. And so a lot of those artists would do breakdowns, because in the day they trusted inkers. They trusted inkers to do things. Let me see. What do you think of Terry Austin's inks? I like them. I think Terry had a moment in time. I was more of a Carl Kiesel fan. I thought Carl worked in the same style, but I kind of liked it better. And I know that that's not cool to say, but Terry definitely had moments. I thought his stuff became a little too technical, a little too geometric. Joe Bernardo, Art, I know what you're saying when you do everything, uh, everything, it takes a while to do it for yourself. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, it's pretty much a one-man crew here. Pamela helps out with the dialogue and the writing, and she's always a sounding board, always a sounding board. But her main thing is the fulfillment, and that's a lot. That's dealing with the all the vendors, the printers, things like that, getting all that stuff together, the prints, trading cards, all those things, and then dealing with shipping and fulfillment. So she's really good at that. So we kind of do a role reversal. Richard Dupe, or Richie Dupe, Art's favorite garment is a purple velour onesie. No, no, it's not. Very nice arty pants. I like Carl's cartooning. Yeah. Dupe. All right. So we're caught up. So also real quick, oodles and doodles and other stuff too. You guys go back it now. And the Black and White Volume 3, Sins of the Father sign up page doesn't cost you anything. Go sign up. Do it now, because this artwork that I'm showing off right now is going to be in that book. So I got the huge, big ass reveal for you guys. So here we go. Drum roll, please. This will be the cover. This will be the cover for the main book. The main book. Boom, baby. There you go. There you go. So black and white. This is the main cover. I don't know if you guys recognize this guy's work. Perhaps you'll recognize the signature. Let's see. Up. What am I doing? No, go away. Go away. Go away. All right. Let me see. Here we go. Ritter. Kyle Ritter. Look at that. We got the Ritzker. And yeah, so man, did he ever knock this out of the ballpark? Look at this. Oh my gosh. So he got the whole lava thing. Like, he really worked it out. So if you could imagine more of these elements in that that splash page that I showed you earlier. I dig this guy right here. Let me see. Sometimes I'll come in and do little things. So I lit up the eye popping out here. Where is it? Right here. And then this little eye glow inside the socket. I added those. I thought it was cool. Yeah. But Kyle, my gosh, just so good, so good. And I think we make a good team. Look at White. Make it one smaller. It's so good, so good. I like Photoshop, so I can make these things big for you guys. And then look at these gun bursts. So good. Yeah. I can't believe the quality of talent I get to work with. Ah, Buddha, braka, braka. Then the lightning or the lava coming down there. Whoosh. Yeah, Kyle is a badass mofo. So good. So let me see, what else do I have? I have this. So I just got this in. So I'm going to do corner boxes for black and white this time out. So I'm kind of rebranding the Hack Shack to HS Comics. Hack Shack Studios is still there. It's still around, but it's going to be Hack Shack Comics. So then I got this back from Brian last night. I got to give him some notes. I think some of the color is a little too busy for a corner box. I think we got to make some of the skin tones simpler, and then make this part right here white. And I want the circuit. I'm not sure if it is a good idea, but like make the circuit board that's around them slightly have a slight glow to it. It's going to be pretty small, and I'm not sure. What do you guys think about the number? Because I was thinking of trying to brand like V3, like B&W V3 for the campaign. So instead of Black and White Volume 3, just B&W V3. But I'm not sure if the 3 works here. So maybe, let me see, I can do some Photoshop magic here. Like take this out and just do that. And I can maybe put the V3 somewhere else on the cover, because it doesn't have to be connected to the corner box. But I kind of dig this. And the faces, I love what Brian does, but there might be just too much when you shoot it down, like reflective light and shadows and stuff. So and then I'm going to have him do a version where like I took out the white in the circuitry, and then maybe a slight glow for the circuitry. And then you know what? Hold on. I just got an idea. Creative idea. What if I did this? Maybe it would bring it together. Does that work? I don't know. That green might throw it off. I wonder if it had a richer green, like if it was more desaturated, less kind of lime green. But anyway, I worked up a copy just to see what the cover would look like with the text on it. And holy shit, you guys, this is not from Marvel. This is not from DC. This is from Comicsgate. This is little old me with Kyle Ritter working on it, bringing this thing together. So I'm not a logo designer, but I think I did a pretty good job with the black and white logo, the Yin Yang Gun Sight, and now with the HS Comics corner box. I think we got something. And then maybe I would have to probably work with somebody, like put Sins of the Father here or something, like where the green is, and just kind of have, you know, something like that. Maybe the names on the bottom here. I don't really like names sometimes when they go over the artwork. So maybe the last names with some kind of transparency or something. But the reason I like the way I have been doing the covers in the past is I'm not covering up much of the artwork, because, you know, this isn't Marvel and DC, so I don't really have to promote it. And also, I don't know, you know, I mean, anybody backing Black and White knows that it's an RT Bear project, so I don't really know if I need to like put my name in there or anything. But you know, these are some decisions I have to make. But I just wanted to show you guys. I put this together just before bed last night, and I dig it. I dig it, man. Just a few little tweaks to the Hack Shack Studios. What do you guys think of the 3 attached to the bottom, like right in here? Is that cool, or should maybe like volume 3 go in here? Because I believe that all the books have like the volumes on them. So maybe to continue with the theme, I can do that. But yeah, you guys, this is it, man. This is the main cover right here. And I can't wait for the campaign. We're 1 day away from October, so the countdown will begin very, very soon for Black and White Volume 3, Sins of the Father. I have so much work to do, you guys. I have so much work left to do. And so on that note, oh, Jerry Anderson, yeah. Thunderbirds. Let me see. I got. Hopefully, I can get some art critiques from you guys. Wow, cool. Hail Kyle, indeed. Joe says, great cover. You and Kyle did an outstanding cover. I can't wait. I'm going to. You guys, I hope it all works out. I don't want to announce it yet. I hope schedule-wise I can make it work. Actually, I'm going to check real quick and see if this guy got back to me. But if this works out, this will be big. This will be big. I have a variant cover. Well, I have 2 variant covers in the works. One I'm going to do, and I'm hoping that Kyle Ritter will be able to color it as well. And then the other one, I can't announce it yet because it's still, the details are being worked out on it. But if it happens, this will be a first timer, and this will be seriously badass. So there's there's many cool things about the Black and White campaigns, but one of them, and even the Chrono Mechanics, is getting seriously badass A-level guys to do variant covers. And I haven't worked with this guy yet, so this is going to be fun. Art, you are a snake slayer. I hope I don't ever have to kill another one. And Dina says, Art, once I get a hold of you, I'll make you look better than a Jim Lee. You'll be a spicy meatball. Well, let's see. Thank you, Past Master Dan. That wrench is working out well. So thank you. And that is this is the sign-up page, you guys, for Black and White Volume 3. Click this link. Go over there. Sign up. Be eligible for a free trading card with the backing. And also remember, we always do specials. So you'll be notified before we go live, so you can get in there and back those tiers before they sell out. Let's see. Joe says the circuit board on the 3 would look cool if they had a Tron-esque feel. Yeah, that could work. Let's see. You could do the numbering so it looks like computer numbers. Ooh, cool. And do it as V. Oh, I'm writing this down, Torchbearer. V.3.0. That's cool. Computer. I'm going to have to get somebody else to do that because I don't think I have any fonts that I can pull that off with. Jerry Anderson. Where did Jerry Anderson come from? Where did Jerry Anderson? Thunderbird 1, Thunderbird 2, Thunderbird 3. Cheapo Comics looks sweet. I almost said Cheapo looks sweet. That's not cool. Well, maybe it's cool. Uh, Looks good, nice. Thank you guys. Where it is currently located for V3 is good. Perhaps a bit smaller though. Yes. Yes, that's a good call. I was just afraid, like once you see it on the cover, you realize how small it has to be. So I was thinking like I needed to make that thing big because I was going the corner symbols are pretty small. But I think especially if it's simple and clean, you'll be able to read that 3 and maybe the V3. Whereas currently V3 is good. V3. But I think it might, that period, that dot is good for the V3, I think, and O3. V.03. That could work, man. Darren Wagner, great art. T Bear, looking forward to this. Sweet. I hope you all are. These are incredible long links. They sure are, man. They're crazy. But you guys don't have to worry about that. Just click on those and they should take you right over to the site. Oh, the lettering reminds me of it does. Maybe that's why I like it. That's probably why I dig it. Torchbearer Studios, I have tons of fonts. I could knock it out in minutes if you ever need help. Oh, sweet. If you want to do like a V dash, what is it, 3.0, that would be awesome, dude. And then I can put that into that circle and see what it looks like, and maybe throw you a couple ducats for your time. So I don't know if we're following each other on Twitter or X. So anyway, however you can get a hold of me, try to do that, Torchbearer. I would love to see it. And if you could render it or whatever you're going to do on it, because I am a bear of very simple Photoshop skills. I do quite a bit for somebody that doesn't really know what they're doing, but yeah. All right, you guys. Well, this was a lot of fun. Once again, this is the only social life I get since my wife will take me to parties. I'm too embarrassing. You know what I really think? I think she's afraid of me upstaging her because I am one dynamic mofo. I'll steal the party, man. I'll be the life of the party. Lampshades, that's my specialty. I'll put them on my head. I'll dance around. I'll get drunk. I'll fall in the pool. I do all the tropes. I do all the cool party tropes. I'll probably puke at some point. You know, that's what I do. That's what I do. What? On the twits. Oh, on the Twitter. Yeah. On the twits. On the X's. X marks the spot nowadays. All right, you guys. Well, thanks for hanging out with me. It's, you know what? Being a comic book artist is a lonely place. So it's always fun to hang out with you guys. And I hope you were entertained for almost 2 hours, And once again, parting shot, you guys go over to Black and White Volume 3, Sins of the Father. Sign up today. I don't want to see you guys not get that trading card. I want to print up a bunch of those things, get those out to you guys. And also, I know things are a little tight, but Oodles of Doodles is in demand right now. So if you collect art books or you're a fan of good art, I think it's good art. Go back it today. Let me see, Torchbearer. I'm not verified on Twitter, so I cannot send messages to you, Art. How can I do this? If I give my email here, then everybody will give my email. Yeah, I don't think I'm verified either. Yeah, I don't know how to do this. I don't know. We'll work it out. You can always contact me through my website. what's your website? Give me your website info. I also, Art by T Bear, you can click on that and you can message me as well. So I have this, you guys. Where are you? You're not there, are you? Let me see. No, I'll do this some other time because I'm probably gonna mess all this up. Let's see. No, you can do this. You can do this. There it is. Boom, I did it. All right, let's do this, this, and this. All right, you guys, this is Art by T Bear. This is my website. So if you want to buy original artwork, you can. But also, if you want to, you can sign up for the email list, and you can contact me through the contact. So just fill this out and then send me a simple message, and I'll get back to you. So Torchbearer, if you just do that, then I'll make sure I get back to you. So yeah, let's do that. Sweet Mama Jamma, got you, Art. Thank you, Past Master Dan. You're the best. Elon hates you. No one hates you, Past Master Dan. No one. No one. So Torchbearer, yeah, just contact me through Art by T Bear, and so once we get that contact, then we can just email each other back and forth. That would be great, man. I appreciate that. I'll throw a couple ducats your way, and we'll see. We'll take it from there. All right, man. Well, you guys have a wonderful Monday. Hopefully there will be a Kings tonight. I'll see you later on Ethan Van Sciver's channel. He hosts the Kings, and we'll probably blather on for a couple hours as well. So you guys take care. And wait, I have to say it. Do you hate Elon Musk? I hate him. Just kidding. No one hates Elon Musk. All right, man. You guys take care. Have a fantastic day. Be good to each other, and I'll see you.